Alrighty. Welcome to the Sense of Humor podcast, where we talk anything pop culture or anything that interests us. We're your hosts, Tyler, or Multimite, and Travis, or Griffin Shock. So,
YOLO.
Travis,
Sup, guys?
how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Besides the sickness, which, by the way, yeah, if everyone, excuse him, he's sick.
Yeah, sorry
Poor
about
guy,
that, guys.
man. Nah, don't apologize, man. Life happens, and if people are gonna be dicks about it, screw them. How was your week though?
Other than that, it's been pretty good. Uh,
That's good.
yeah, just been working, coming home, relaxing. Been
That
a
is good.
normal
Good to
week.
hear. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can really ask for nowadays, right? Like, just not a chaotic week.
Yeah, right.
Adventurous, maybe, but chaotic, please no. Just go away. Oh, wait, I just realized I have the Minecraft music playing.
Uh,
Gosh damn it!
well, hey, it's
Hang on.
peaceful, elegant, gentle music. It's like elegant, modern Mozart.
Don't get me wrong. I love the music when it's,
Not on a
like when I'm actually
podcast.
playing the game. Yeah, not on the podcast. Sorry about that, guys. That was probably very distracting, and I don't know how loud or how over our voices it was, but yeah. Anyway, kind of back to the podcast though. So today's topic is going to be a little different. It's my turn to pick, and I thought I'd do something that's not exactly pop culture, but something that interests me. And I hope it interests you guys too, because and this is not an original idea, and what is an original idea these days, anyways. But I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and they just kind of brought it up, like, out of the blue, like it wasn't the topic of their entire episode, but they just mentioned it, and I couldn't help but want to touch upon it ourselves. So, without further ado, today's topic is dreams and nightmares.
Mm.
So, so obviously, for those of you who don't know, or maybe a lot more people know than I think, but dreaming or going to sleep is almost like a reset for our brains. And that's why sleep is a necessity. Like it just helps us rest and recharge for the next day. But dreams in particular are very interesting to me. I don't know if it's my medication or if I just recently it's become a thing for me, but I'm a very vivid dreamer. So when I have dreams, they feel very real. And before I get to one of my examples, I'm actually curious because I know a lot of people also struggle with this as well. Do you have the problem of not dreaming or not remembering your dreams?
No, no. I always vividly remember all my dreams up until like 15 minutes after I wake up. Um, my dreams are also very vivid. I remember my dreams feel so real. I feel like I wake up and I'm still there. But no, I remember all the dreams and I always dream.
Yeah, and I was about to say like I feel like I haven't had a night where I didn't dream in a while. Like I can't tell you what I dreamed about last night. Because yeah, like you, it kind of like blows over in my head like 15 minutes later. It's like, well, what did I dream about again? Like it's like very clearly there in your brain, and then you try and like look back and remember. And what's worse is, and I think this is just human nature, but it's weird that I remember the nightmares more than the dreams,
Honestly though.
because the human brain likes to focus on the negative. It's attracted to the negative because it has more to think about. Because when it's positive, you kind of think about it, it makes you happy, you can kind of move on. But like when you have a negative thought, I feel like it like drags on in your head. Like it's just there until it's satisfied. Like it's there until like the problem is solved,
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
like
just part of
fear.
human nature. Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
a
By
fear
the
in
way,
your
you can't.
brain won't. Huh?
I was just gonna ask, can you hear my brother in the background? Like, I don't
No.
know if I. Okay,
No.
because yeah, he's being a little loud. So if you hear him at all, just let me know and I'll go tell him to be a little quieter.
Oh yeah, no, I don't hear him at all.
All right, sounds good. But what about you? Like, um, I'll kind of go through some questions and ideas that I had for this specific topic. But first things first, do you remember, or what's the last dream that you do remember? Like, is there a dream that like you can like think about that you had
Yeah,
more recently and more vividly? I'd like to
yeah.
hear about it.
Um, Not last night, but the night before. It was a really weird dream. It was where I went on a camping trip with my girl and her family, and we were just a normal camping trip, all up in cabins, relaxing. And just like out of the blue, there was just like this new guy sitting around the campfire with them, and I was already on a hike, and I came back, and I was trying to figure out what it was and or who he is and everything, and it was literally I crap you not that it was Wolverine, like X-Men, Logan, Wolverine. He's just sitting
Nice.
around the campfire, and at first I was like, "This is awesome," and then he's like, "Yeah, you're actually my kid," and I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "You're my descendant." And I was like, I don't believe you, but it's a different type of Wolverine. It's the more feral version, so he looks more of like he looks human and he can transform into a werewolf. So I guess he's a werewolf, but he looks just like Wolverine and has Wolverine's abilities.
So
And
he's like the wild animal looking Wolverine.
yeah, exactly. And he was him and I were going for like a walk and a hike, and he just went complete feral for no reason on random people, and I tried preventing it, and then I ended up full blown turning into a werewolf, and so did he. We went around like what seemed like 800 miles of like city, and we were basically like full blown fighting each other, trying to kill each other. It got real dark real quick.
That is so interesting. So would you consider that a dream or a nightmare? Like, cause would that be something like you'd be fine with dealing with, or would you consider that like I never want this to ever happen? Like,
I mean,
because I mean,
before.
admittedly, it sounds cool, like on paper, like you're like, oh, I'm the descendant of Wolverine, which literally means you have regenerative properties, you have freaking claws, and you can probably live for like years on end, like so.
I mean, like I thought it was like to personally before, like if this dream happened like 2 years ago, I probably would have hated the idea of it. But like, I like it now because I like to be able to like save people, which is I guess what my brain was trying to like portray. Because he was trying to kill several people, and I was trying to prevent several people. So I became like a hero trying to defeat a villain.
No, that's actually a cool way to put it. Yeah, like I think that's very interesting. So you'd consider it a dream then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I consider it a good dream, not a bad dream.
Perfect. And do you remember the last bad or nightmare dream you had?
Yeah, the last nightmare I had is a little darker. But it was me and my girl going on a trip. A lot of my dreams have to do with me, and my girl going on trips. But anyways, this one was her and I were driving down from where I am now down to like Texas, and we were just driving. Everything's fine, and uh, my dreams are weird. They like I don't know if yours do this, but they vary and section them off into like different types of dreams. Like the first part was her and I driving down. The second part was her and I walking around a city, and then the third part was where it got darker and more of a nightmare, which was it was like a super dark zombie apocalypse, and everybody that I knew was dying, and all my loved ones started to die off, and then I was the last one, and I died, and then I woke up.
Yeah, that I've had a lot of apocalyptic dreams, unfortunately. Like I said, I don't think I can remember a very vivid dream in a while. Like there's one that sticks out right now. I think it happened like just last week if I'm not mistaken, but because it happens so often, my brain just gets overwhelmed and I have been diagnosed with ADD, ADHD, etc. So my brain is always all over the place. So after I've dreamed, I kind of forget it, but it's again the bad ones that really stick with you. But I do have a good one that stuck with me over the years, and I've actually told this story to you and I think several others before. And I don't know if anyone actually believes me, but um, so I'll kind of give my latest dream, which is a nightmare. Um, we were on a cruise, me and my family, so on a big boat, and I don't remember like what exactly happened, but somehow my youngest brother died or passed away, and everyone was telling me it was my fault. Like it was my fault that I couldn't save him, that I couldn't, help him in some sort of way. And that scared me. Like when I woke up, like I was actually like sad and scared and I didn't want to go to work and like I felt miserable because actually having like a death on your hands is so like just the thought. Like I don't know if anyone I'm not going to say in real life because I'm sure there are plenty of people that have had to deal with death and whatnot, but to actually for it to be their fault is such a sad and scary thing to think about.
Yeah.
Um, but kind of like you, like I fell back asleep right after, like after all those emotions hit, and it somehow turned into a dream where like, oh, he's not dead. Like he was here this whole entire time. Like we thought he was dead, and it turns out he wasn't. And that kind of like made me have the strength to go back to work again. So it was kind of like a half and half, I guess, in a way. Like it started out as a nightmare, and then I fell back asleep, and I almost had the exact same dream where, oh, everything's okay, he's okay, and
Yeah.
then I had that motivation to go back and everything.
Yeah, my
Um,
my dreams are very reversed. They'll start off as a good dream and then they'll end with like nightmare. Like I'll have a good dream, I'll wake up because I'm thirsty or something, or I have to readjust, and I'll go back to sleep, and then that's when the nightmare will start. So I end with a nightmare, but start with a dream.
yeah. In fact, when I was really young, I remember I used to go to therapy. I can't remember what for, but my therapist claimed that you were in control of your dream. Like you can make whatever you wanted to happen happen. And I have actually tried to do that like in a dream, like where I remember that specifically before falling asleep. I'm like I have the power. Like I
Yeah.
can turn these scary dogs into, like cute puppies, or I can turn these monsters into my friends or something like that. Like I tried that. And I don't know if it's because I didn't believe in myself or because I didn't believe her at first or whatever. Like I went to sleep and I had a nightmare, and to prevent it I tried to believe like it's not a nightmare, it's not a nightmare. But it stayed a nightmare. Like it stayed a like almost a course of like you have no power here. Like
Yeah.
you're in the dark. There's no hope for you, whatever. Like it's such a weird sensation cuz like you you're told one thing and you actually believe it, but then you go into the belief state and they still don't like, but
I have tried that before because I watched when I was younger, I watched Inception and like how you can control reality. So I tried that in my brain or in my sleep. Like as weird as it sounds, as weird as it sounds, I tried and doing Inception. No, I tried to like just do what you did, which I would take control over my dream, and it
mhm.
just I feel like no matter what I did, I would end up losing the fight. Like I'd always like first I started with big things like, oh, I don't want to be in this city. I want to be over here, or I don't want it to be in this vehicle. I want to be in this vehicle, or I want to have a plane. But as soon as I like back off and I let it do whatever it wants to do, is when it just went well.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there have been scenarios where I did have control. Like, and for those of you who know me personally, obviously you're gonna know that I picked this or chose this. there was a scenario where I got to choose a power. And of course, I chose Spider-Man. Of course, I did.
Of
And
course.
it actually worked. I was able to climb walls. I was able to be super strong. I swung on webs. I wore the red and blue suit. Like, very, very stereotypical of me. Like, I'm such a Spider-Man shield. Gosh dang it, chicken! Hang on, I need to turn off the volume as well. Um, but no,
Uh,
yeah, like it's that one scenario, or that's not right. It's the scenario of like if you can be put in a place of power, like would it actually work? And if not, like, what is the after effect of you trying to use that power? Because again, like, it's like, does the dream actually react? Because I feel like I've had a scenario where like someone's trying to harm me, and then I try and
yeah.
use that power of the mind, where like, oh no, but I have power in this reality, but then that being is like, no, you don't. Like, you do not have power here. I'm gonna torment you until you wake up. Like, it's just this
Hmm.
weird scenario. Um, but the good dream that I do remember, I actually have two, but the second one's personal because it's for a story I'm writing actually. So,
Okay.
and I don't want anyone to steal that idea from me.
Yep.
Um,
Keep that one to yourself.
yeah, it's cool. It's a cool idea, and I'll reveal. All will be revealed in the future, the very far future. But anyway, the one that I'm willing to reveal, and if anyone makes a story out of it, whatever. So when I was very young, I was 8 years old. Just became a scout, like a Cub Scout, and the first scout you are is a Wolf Scout, and
Mm.
that's kind of when wolves became my favorite animal. Like as I got older, like wolves just, I mean, they're just big dogs, and I've always liked dogs as well. So dogs have just kind of been my favorite, or the canines in general. But
Yeah.
anyway, so literally the camping trip that me and my family had, like right after I became a Wolf Scout,
Oh, I
I
remember this story.
yeah, I so me and my brother, we were packing up, getting ready to leave, and there was a, I don't know if it was a snake or some sort of, it was black. That's all I remember. It was like completely black. It was some sort of thing that like looked like it was gonna harm us. I believe it was a snake, but I do remember it just being like black, and it was trying to hurt my brother. And I told my brother to run, and then the snake set its sights on me, and I thought if I moved, I'm dead. Like I literally thought that, believed that. It's kind of like a Jurassic Park scenario. Like if like they only react to movement or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, that's not actually the case, I don't think. But
Hmm.
anyway, so the snake had its sights on me, but then all of a sudden, it just scurries away, like without hesitation. And I realized it was scurrying away in a specific direction, so I don't know if it saw it out of the corner of its eye. I don't remember it turning its head exactly in the direction of where it was, but I look in the direction like opposite of where it went, just because I was like frantically looking around, and I saw a bright white wolf just on this slope that I could have walked up and touched it. It was far enough to where like people have told me no, it could have been a coyote or whatever because wolves haven't been seen where I live in a while. But I actually looked it up. Wolves did travel through there like around the time that this happened to me, so I believe it was a wolf. I genuinely do. But anyway, it was a bright white wolf though, like unbelievably like clean looking almost, and it was like springtime, so it kind of rains here. So it was kind of hard to believe that it was, like that clean, that bright. It was insane. And then I go and grab my parents to tell them, like, oh, this, like, at the time I thought it was just a giant dog, like being a kid, like, you don't know the difference between canines, unless you actually study them and whatnot. But I went to go show my parents, but it's gone by the time we get back. And obviously, like, animals be animals, they move around. But it's just weird that it like completely disappeared from sight to me. Like it was just weird to me at that time.
Yeah, it was like
But
it only wanted you to see it.
yeah, exactly. And then right like years later, like I was in high school now, and that whole scene replayed in one of my dreams. But this time, instead of me running to go grab my parents and show them, the wolf comes down, goes through a bush, and comes out my aunt who passed away before I was born. And she just smiled at me. And then I woke up. And from that day on, like I believed that wolf was somehow my aunt protecting me and my little brother. Like, and I know it's going to sound crazy, it's going to sound unbelievable, like no one's going to believe it, and I don't really care. Like I
I mean, I
believed
believe
it.
it.
Yeah, like I believe like wholeheartedly like she was somehow my guardian angel that day, whether it was in wolf form or if I was just a little kid seeing things. I don't care what it was. Like just the fact that that scene replayed in my mind in that sense. And it was weird that it happened in high school. But to be fair, high school was kind of like one of my darkest days, like my darkest years of, dealing with life. Like it was my first wave of depression. I wasn't exactly happy. So to have something like that almost gave me like a beacon of hope, like a little bit of light to my life to know that everything's okay. And I think that's the great thing about dreams is not only are they called dreams for a reason, but goals and stuff that people strive for are also called dreams. And I think that's for a reason. It's because it's something that gives you hope almost, like it inspires you to move on or push towards something great. And I think that's why one of the reasons I chose this topic in the first place. So but yeah, that's kind of my crazy story. Is there any crazy dreams that you'd like to share?
Uh, Lately I've been having more nightmares than I have dreams. More like as weird as it is, it seems like almost every dream I have, I'm dying in it. Um, Uh, like sometimes I'm like walking. It seems like it's so weird because it's like it feels so real. Like I feel like I'm like for me when I'm in it when I have a dream, I feel like my self-conscious and like my literal being itself will transfer into like the like into like I move into my dream. Like I am in my dream, literally. Like if I die, I die type real. Like it feels like I could pinch myself in my sleep and I'd feel it. It's so realistic, but. Like for example, one I was walking at the end of the dream. I was walking on a bridge in a mall, and it was a two-story mall, so it's usually not that high. And I fell over the edge, and um, whenever I fell over, I just kept falling and falling and falling. It just felt like I was falling forever. And eventually, right before I hit the ground, I just immediately woke up. And I have dreams like that all the time. Um, it's like you said, like I honestly feel like I remember more of like the nightmares than I do my dreams. Um, some dreams I do have where I'm living a better life, like I'm rich, or I mean, I don't want to say that. Like I don't want to say that like, that's what I'm wishing for. I'm just saying how do I say this? Um, like an easier life, I guess I'll say. Like I had more money, I had like I was more famous, I was more popular, people knew me. Um, And then that was dreams a while ago. More recently, it's been more about like me being around people that I like thoroughly enjoy being with. Like sometimes I'll have dreams about my friends where we go on like camping trips or we'll go on like adventures or we go to outer space like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's always like recently it's been more like for dreams it's been happier dreams. Um, and usually it has to do with family and friends.
Yeah, I definitely have similar scenarios too. Like, have you ever? And I'm sure a lot of people have experienced this because I've again, listen to people have similar experiences, and I wonder if it's just the human mind and how it works. But have you ever had a dream where it's your whole family just running, and there's like no actual path? It's almost like you're running in a background, and like there's one source of light enough to see your family and yourself, and you just running down this what like walkway or path or whatever, and then every time you turn back it's just black. Like you don't know what you're running from, but like you know something's, or quote unquote you know something's there, and it's trying to get you. Like it's such a weird sensation, and I don't know if it's just basic human instinct, because I mean, like, even our ancestors had to deal with that. Like, the reason why stories of, like, like, oh, there's a monster in the woods, they're really meaning just, wild animals like bears and wolves,
Yeah,
which are kind of like monsters in a sense. Like, obviously, we know them today as just wild animals, but, like, at the time, like, there was no technology, there was no zoos, there was no nothing that, like, made us see animals other than animals. Like, we saw them as the enemy, we saw them as, predators and whatnot. So, you know, um, and I wonder if that's just the basic instinct of a human mind. Like they just you running from something that either A, you don't understand, or B, is a threat, or like you can be prepared for that threat by avoiding it, basically.
yeah.
So
I've had dreams like that, but more instead of like it's me running with my family, and it's been like me and my, we're just like it's like going from like height difference, so like the shortest to the tallest, um, and we're running, but we're not running in like emptiness. We're running more on like it's kind of like an eagle view, like it's like eagle view and then third person is what I'm thinking. It's more of like a third person view, but it's like we're
so you
running down
like
like
see
like
yourself.
yeah, yeah. So I'm seeing myself, seeing my parents, everything. We're all running, and we're running like down like a dark wood area. There's like in the front of us is like uh let's say this. It's like a bright area up front, and then we got trees on the side, and we're running down a dirt path. But then behind us it's the same view, but it's like the light is fading away, so it's still the same trees and everything. It's just the light is just disappearing.
Yeah, that's almost exactly how, well, not exactly. Like I definitely don't picture woods. I almost picture like a street, like from like a small city or town that we're just running down. So very similar though. Like it's just like you, like our whole family just running from something, but there's nothing there except the
No,
darkness. It's so
exactly.
weird. Or like I had a dream where like it was just me, and then it was almost like I was in a room that was just pitch black, and there was just one spotlight over me, and then just slowly the darkness almost creeps, like almost like venom, where it like just crawls all over me and pulls me
Hmm,
down,
hmm.
and it's just like it just freaks me out, like, and I eventually wake up because I'm like, and one time I don't remember the dream, but I was literally, according to my mom, like I was tossing and turning like violently. Like, how in films like you'll see like a character dreaming about something like sad or scary, and they'll just like
Jump
they're
and move
literally,
around.
I was gonna say, they're literally like tossing and turning like crazy, like as if something's attacking them like right then and there, but it's all just in the mind. And when my mom like touched me to like wake me up, like when she like grabbed my shoulder, like she said like I was close to hitting her, like I was like so spastic, like I just like sat straight up, and my fists were clenched like something was like ready to get me. And she was
Oof.
like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I don't remember what happened, but it was just it's so weird to think like how much a dream or a nightmare can just affect your like cuz I'm going to get to the kind of downside of good dreams too is like I mean at least if you believe them or just stick in that world um but yeah no scary dreams can be like scary in that sense like you never know like I mean obviously I haven't had a companion I've never slept in a bed with another person um, so I don't know like you probably do like with your girlfriend
Hmm.
or fiance,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Have you ever like woken up like and she like wakes you up saying like oh you hit me last night by mistake or you know you were
Hmm.
really shaky or whatever like have you ever had
Yeah.
that scenario?
Yeah. We'll occasionally wake up. It's usually in the morning, but we will tell each other when like things happen when we both wake up versus in the middle of the night. But there's been times where I've hit her or she's hit me in the head with her elbows. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly like our elbows or like our feet, like we like to like kick each other or something. That's something small, but yeah, it has happened before.
Have either of you caught each other like talking in your sleep? My mom told me she only walked in on me doing that once, but
Have you
um
ever walked in on me sleep, or not walked in, heard me sleeping in my talk or talking while I'm sleeping? Yeah, a few times. Yeah, she says they're usually just random words, but she says they probably make sense in my dream. But
yeah. And that's what
I
I was
mean, I've
gonna
been
say,
told that
like
before. I've been told by my parents that I talk in my sleep. Like apparently it runs in the family. My brother did it. My brother used to have really horrible sleep nightmares where he would talk and scream for help in his sleep, and it runs in the family because my dad also does it. So I
mhm,
guess talking in the sleep is like a normal thing in our family.
yeah. Have you ever slept walk?
Have I ever slept walk before? Have I ever slept walk before? Like here? I don't I haven't here. I don't think I have before in the past. Um, I mean I have like okay, no, that's kind of a lie. No, I think I used to. Yeah, I did when I was younger, back when I lived in the other state. Um, I slept downstairs on the couch. This is a three-story house. I slept downstairs in the couch in the basement, and I remember vividly sleeping on the leather recliner in the corner, all the way on the opposite side. Like when you go down my stairs, you're going down the stairs on the opposite side of the entire basement, and I was asleep on the far end in the corner, right next to the TV in a recliner, and um, I walked up. I guess in my dream I walked upstairs and moved things around in the kitchen because I guess apparently according to my mom they weren't there before. But I have woken up from there to my bedroom in a ball under my blankets.
I
I've done it once or
I was gonna
twice.
say
That's about it.
there's only one time that I remember sleepwalking, and I was sleeping over at my grandparents' house. I think it was Christmas Eve, and we that was kind of a tradition for us, as we'd sleep over at their house, wake up, and have presents in the morning.
Yeah.
Um, but so in my dream, I was running, and it wasn't like a nightmare or anything, or at least not that I remember. But I remember just jumping. And so my grandparents' room had a small staircase up to their room. Like you'd have to like go up the stairs and then turn left and then there's some like tiny stairs, like 5 steps maybe, to get to their room. So
Okay.
I remember waking up, jumping down those 5 steps, and just
Wow.
falling flat on my face, like in the hallway. And I remember just crying, and I just like curled up in a ball and just fell back asleep. And my mom found me in the hallway, and she's like, What are you doing? Like, why are you sleeping in the hallway?" And I'm like, I was sleepwalking. I don't even remember if I said I was sleepwalking or something. Like, I just remember like it was like it's so weird that in the dream I like that was actually happening in real life. Like I was
Yeah.
running. I don't think I was running in real life. I think I was just walking. and the door so happened to be open because there's no way I opened the door while I was asleep. There's just no way. But yeah, no, I remember waking up, jumping down the stairs, and yeah, I cried, and then I fell back asleep. And I think I was like 7 or 6 or something. I was really young. That's all I remember. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
sleepwalking's interesting. But one thing I kind of wanted to get to now was the downsides of good dreams, or I wouldn't even call them downsides, just as long as you're careful in real life. But I've had dreams. So bear in mind, when I was in high school, I thought like having a girlfriend at the time was a rite of passage. That's not true. All right, I want to
No.
clarify that. If you haven't dated in high school, probably best that you didn't, because I feel like it's something that you need to be more mature for.
Yeah, I
I know
agree.
I know a couple of high schoolers that I work with, and they're just complete assholes whenever they get broken up with, and it ruins their mood and their day. And I'm sure like there's plenty of people that get upset and sad like over a girlfriend or something, but hormonal like changes as a teenager, dude, that no, it messes with you. So
It really does.
probably stay away from dating unless you know you're mature enough to handle like heartbreak and stuff. Like if it's more so a sad thing than an angry thing that you take out on others, like especially friends and family, like just don't let that happen. But anyway, so I thought it was a rite of passage. So I like desperately wanted to date, but I was also so afraid to talk to girls. Like there was only two girls, maybe even one, I would say. Like there was just a couple of girls that were in our friend group, and we didn't, I didn't even really
Mm-hmm.
interact with them much either, um but in my dream or dreams, multiple of those dreams, I would have dreams of the girl I liked at the time, and we were dating, like we were in love, whatever, and I believed it would happen at some point, but I believed she had to be the one that made the move. And because of that, nothing happened. Like nothing of it came across of it. In fact, and then the times that I did make a move, like there have been dreams where I've had like I I'm dating the girl that I like, and then I'll try and ask them to hang out or go out or whatever, and then I immediately get friend zoned. So I would say the downside of that is don't rely on your dreams, cuz in terms of like prophesying shit, like cuz that's what I believed. I was like, "Oh, because I had a prophes like a vision of me and this girl together, we're meant to be." Like that's
Yeah.
genuinely how I thought. And that is, I'm going to say, not true. I'm sure there are plenty of people where they literally have dreams about one another because they actually both like each other. But I think it was just a one-sided thing for every single one of the girls that like I had it, and it only happened like 2 or 3 times too. Like I only asked out two of the girls that I had that kind of dream with, and then the third one it was just like whatever. Like I didn't do anything to make that happen. But anyway, um, so I believed it was almost, yeah, like a vision. And because I've had deja vu before where I've dreamt something that's happened in real life, that's just
Yeah.
super coincidental. Like if unless it's some sort of significance, I don't believe you're actually having a vision. Like if unless it impacts your life positively in such a big way, I doubt it's a vision. I doubt it's like any sort of prophesying. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's very important to not think of it that way. Um,
Yeah, I've done deja vu. Like usually if I have a deja vu moment where I feel like I've been here and
mhm.
like in a dream before, it's usually like in the dream something bad's gonna happen immediately after that.
Uh,
Um, but every time I have that deja vu moment, like this happened not too long ago. I was at my job and
whoops.
I was cleaning the roof of a car and everybody that was there in that real life moment was also there in my dream, which is weird because I never knew who they were before. But um, they were there, and then like after that, I like got fired and I lost my job or something. So like as soon as that moment hit me in real life, I realized I was like, oh sh like I'm like, oh shit, like I'm like I literally get tensed up. Like I tense and I grab the roof rack of the car, and I'm like holding on to it, like we're just like clenching, like waiting for somebody to come behind me and tell me I'm fired. And I sit like that for like 3 minutes, and my friend goes, "Are you okay?" I go, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's just I had a deja vu moment where I got fired, and it was the exact day, the exact time outside. It's just hit to the point, but I didn't get fired." And he goes, "Well, I guess that's a good thing."
Yeah, no, I've had scenarios like that too, where like I in the dream something bad happened, but nothing really came of it in real life. Um, so next question, have you ever dreamed a whole day, or at least what felt like a whole day, and then you wake up to find out, oh crap, I have to go in and work because none of that was
Yeah,
real. So
yeah,
you have dreamt something like that?
yeah, yeah. I've dreamt of like that. This is gonna sound messed up, but like I've dreamt of me waking up in a super nice house, and which I felt like I obviously wasn't real, but like I went along with it, and I woke up in a super nice house. I had a huge shower, a huge great view of like LA or something, some big city, I don't know. And I'm super high off the ground in like a penthouse type thing, and um, I'm like walking around. I got my food's already pre-made because I got to cook. Um, I'm basically living like rich luxury, you know, vibe type life. Everything's black and gold, and um, I'd wake up, or no, in that dream I'd go from there to the roof to ride a helicopter to the ground near my work, and I end up working at like some like I'm like super high up in like a NASA thing. And it basically it seems like in that dream, it felt like I was more in like what I wanted to have in real life. Like my dreams are my dream. Like, dreams in real life became my dream. As weird as that sounds. Um, but it seemed like everything was so perfect and so happy. But at the same time, the more the dream went on, the more it led to feel more realistic. Like it was legitimately happening at that moment. Like I was legitimately sitting down, typing paper, filling out paperwork, uh, eating expensive foods, dressing super nice clothes, and I wake up in my bed in real life, and I look around and I go, and like I wake up thinking I am in a dream, but in reality I was in real life, and I'm just sitting there like waiting for something drastic to happen, thinking it's still a dream, and nothing does, and I go, oh wait, it's actually just a normal day.
I've had, yeah, similar situations, and I'll get to one of them, but the first one is more recently. I had a dream that I like beat the crap out of someone like I absolutely hated at my current job. Like
Okay.
I and it felt real. Like I didn't get fired weirdly enough in the dream, but no, I think it's because my boss hated them as well. And yeah, bear in mind they're gone. They quit or whatever. And it's not because of anything I
By
did,
okay.
but like if I had done something, I probably would have gotten in trouble. But yeah, no, in the dream. And this, me and my brother used to work at the same place. My brother's kind of quit too and moved on to a better job for him. Um, but they would always butt heads, and in the dream, like he was just being a dick to my brother, and so, kind of like in real life, I threatened him, and then we like fought, and then like it like it's weird because it was almost something like that I actually wanted to happen. Like I wanted to fight this guy because I just didn't
Yeah.
like him so much. Like I really didn't like the guy. Um, but anyway. Don't go off of those kinds of feelings, people, because it's
Yeah, it's a
not
bad idea.
yeah, it's not worth it for it to go on your public record or for you to go to prison or whatever for assault or
Job
whatever.
opportunities are ruined. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So not worth it. It feels worth it in the moment, but like it's not. It'll probably
That's
screw up
that's
your
that's why I
life.
pick up hobbies.
Yeah, exactly. But the second one though, this happened at one of my older jobs. I feel so terrible for this, but I had a dream where I was living in the house that I was living at the time. Like I slept in the basement. I got ready for work. I went upstairs, drove to work in the dream, like, talked to my coworkers, worked through the day. And as soon as the day was over in the dream, I woke up and find out it was all a dream and I was still in bed and I woke up to my alarm and
Oh,
I was like, I'm calling in
son of
sick. And I called in sick. And I
You're like,
didn't
I'm
go
not
into
dealing with
work.
this.
I was
This
like, I
is, I'm
already
not doing
work.
it twice in one day.
I know, like I was like, I already worked today. I'm good. Just I, I called in sick and I didn't go in. And I feel very bad about that, but at the same time I just hated that place. So wasn't I didn't
Imagine you just walk in and going, "Yo, I called off because I already lived that day." Be like,
yeah.
what?
I think I did end up telling one of my coworkers that like I trusted with that. Like I was like, yeah, no, I called in because I dreamt that I was already working that day, and unfortunately not. And that's also kind of a scary thing. Is like if you have it affect your day like that too, like it's probably not good. But also some tips I found out recently because I'm on a diet. And I've been eating late so that way I don't go to bed hungry and then I wake up like really hungry.
hmm
Um,
hmm
but I found out, well, A, you don't want to do that, and B, if you're feeling hungry late at night, you're probably actually thirsty. So that's another good tip is your body thinks you're hungry, but you're actually just you need water in your system or some sort of hydration that'll, help you get through the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was one thing I found out about. The second thing is don't eat in your time. Don't eat past 8 o'clock because that's how you'll get weird and vivid dreams. And I think
Don't
I've
drink past
noted,
8 o'clock.
yeah. So I
Okay.
think I've noticed that somewhat. Like I've stopped eating past 8 o'clock, and I think I've noticed kind of a difference. I think I still have pretty vivid dreams, so I think it's just my medication, really. But they're not bad dreams. Like they're not messed up, they're not terrible, and I don't really remember them a whole lot the next morning. So I think I'm dreaming quote unquote normally again for the most part. But
Okay. Okay.
but yeah, that's just some advice that I was told recently when I'm like on this diet. I'm trying to find out all the best health possibilities, not just for my physical, but my mental health too. So, um, because
You know
that's
what?
that's the important thing too, is when you're dieting, make sure it doesn't affect your mental health. Because I've been told like how you eat can affect your mood too. So make sure you're eating good, but also eating the right amount, if that makes sense, and the right of everything. But yeah.
I mean, what I used to do when I was younger, this wasn't too long ago. It was maybe a year ago.
Mm.
I used to only be able to fall asleep with the TV on, and I have to eat right. Well, like I'm late. I'll be late. Like this is a real story. This has really happened. I know this is gonna sound excessive. Um, I'd put on my favorite TV show, which is Supernatural. If people don't know, um, I'll go down the stairs to the kitchen, and I will mainly go down there with the mindset of like, oh, I just want 4 pieces of peanut butter toast.
Mhm.
I'll make 4 pieces of peanut butter toast. I'll go into the refrigerator, find something else. So I did peanut butter toast, garlic bread, cinnamon rolled up tortilla thing. I don't know. Chicken patties, chicken nuggets, chocolate milk. And I don't know how I did this, but I brought all of it upstairs in one trip. I do it every time.
You
And
just
I
had
would go
like a
upstairs to my
tray.
bedroom. Yeah, like I just like stack all the food. Like I would literally stack all my food on top of each other on one plate and try to balance it like it's a balancing act in a circus. Um,
I
and I'll
just
go upstairs
I just picture you with like a metal like school lunch like tray.
like a lunch pail.
Yeah, and then you just have all that on your tray.
Yeah, and like I'll lay in my bed and I'll have the TV show on, but I had it paused, so I'll unpause it and I will lay facing the TV on my back, but I'll like arch my sh like turn my left shoulder and put my right arm underneath me, like using my elbow for my right arm to like push me up and support me a little bit so I can turn to eat. Anyway, so I'm laying there and I'm eating the food, and this has happened, and this is very embarrassing, but I'm going to tell it. I will lay there and I will eat the food like a barbarian, just devouring the food, watching this TV show. Half the time, I'm not even watching the TV show, I'm just eating the food. And then after that, I will just pass out. I mean, like I would literally pass out to the point where sometimes it would, like, if somebody else was in there, they would look at me and watch me just like face plant, just onto my pillow, onto my bed, like somebody just like knocked me out. Like I'm just ice cold out, like Steve Austin, dude. I'm out. And I'd be laying there and I would wake up and there'd be food all over my floor, all over my nightstand. I would have crumbs all over my bed. One time I fell asleep and I had peanut butter and gum in my hair. Not a good
Oh.
combination. So I did call off work because of that, because I had to go get my hair cut and it was horrible. Um, but yeah, I used to only be able to go to sleep while eating, literally in the middle of eating something and having something on the TV. That was the only way I could fall asleep. But after that, I backed out of that habit. It took a long time, but I backed out of it, and now I just stare at the ceiling until I fall asleep.
Yeah, I that's kind of what I'd do is I'd like to eat before I went to bed because I felt like it helped me fall asleep. Um, but yeah, no, it right after the fact, it'll make your dreams like all weird and whatnot, or at least from what I've heard. I heard it messes with your sleep somehow. I don't know if that's entirely true though. Again, like I feel like my dreams have improved, like my sleep has improved, but I don't feel like, like it maybe like changed 20-25% of how I originally slept. Really more than like, oh, I'm 100% sleeping like way better, but I don't know. I'm not going to knock it either. Like I bet that is actually true, but it
Yeah.
probably just isn't as effective as people may think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm doing it. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
I mean, I did it. The reason why well, it all started on how I ate before I sleep because I watched this video that would pop up on my YouTube all the time when I was way younger, back in, I think, like junior high till 11th grade era. There's this dude who kept popping up, and he was like a fitness trainer. And he was talking about how like the best way to lose weight and gain muscle and keep muscle quick is to like don't eat during the day. Well, you what you do is you eat a whole bunch of food at night, like a whole Thanksgiving supper type meal at night. And then in the morning, you'll eat like an apple and a granola bar, and you do that for breakfast, lunch, and then at dinner, you just devour it. And I did that for a long time throughout high school and junior high. I did that all the time. I'd always eat right before I go to bed. That's why I would barely eat my lunch in school in the first place sometimes. And it just stuck ever since then. And I just now got out of that habit
I
because my
mean,
girl made me get out of it because she did not want me eating in the bed.
to be fair, like that doesn't sound like a bad diet as long as you're like keeping what you eat at night tempered. Like obviously eat a
Yeah.
meal, but don't, like Um, like for one thing, I actually looked it up while when I was starting the diet because I want to hit a certain goal weight. And
Okay.
originally, when I was doing the diet the first time, I was only following a strict routine. I wasn't, you know, like looking deeper into it. But now that I'm going to the gym right after work, which is also manual labor, I need to learn how to, keep that muscle and also, build it and shape it. So I looked up, like, because I want to be around 155, because I'm only like 5'7 3/4. And I looked it up. I need to be eating around 2,000 or less calories a day. And so I calorie count. I calorie count. I'm gonna start counting my macros as well at some point. But yeah, no,
What's macros again?
so that's
If you
like
can.
protein, sodium, like all the
Oh,
specific
okay.
things you consume, yeah.
Like salt and type things, or is it
Yeah, so
different?
like proteins, carbs, sodium,
Oh, yeah,
fat, sugar, etc.
I
So
got
like,
it.
cause you want to
Yeah,
be eating a certain amount of each a day, like, cause yes, calories, but you also need to make sure you're eating enough fiber so you're digesting it properly and you're drinking enough water, which will help digest as well, but also keep you hydrated so you're not feeling hungry all the time. Like, because again, like
yeah.
your body will tell you you're hungry when you're thirsty. Because once you like, I've eaten something and then like an hour later, when it should be like 2.5 hours later, I still feel hungry, but then I'm like, no, wait, I'm thirsty. So I'll go grab a water bottle, chug that down, and then bam, not hungry anymore. So that helps. It really does. If you guys are, like, I mean, obviously this isn't the topic, but for those of you who are looking into fitness, and maybe I'll do an episode about that someday, um, like really, really look into some more stuff like this. If you're trying to get into a certain shape or whatever, like if you just want to be healthier in general, look more into that. Like maybe set a goal and try and complete that goal. I mean, it's almost the end of the year, so yeah. I
It's true.
mean, New Year's resolutions and stuff will be coming around the corner. Um,
I did want to try to take soda out of my diet.
yeah, I mean,
I really tried to do that, but it's so difficult. As weird as it is, it's so difficult to kick it out.
try zero. Zero sugar is mostly water, and
Oh,
it it's it doesn't taste as good, but try Baja Zero, and then you've been drinking the Oreo Coca-Cola, right?
yeah.
You like that,
As
right?
an unhealthy amount, yeah.
I mean, again, like it won't affect you. Like it has the what's the word? The artificial sugars, but that doesn't affect you as much as normal sugars. Well, I shouldn't say
I
that.
mean,
It affects
I
you
have
over
G
time.
Fuel, but does G Fuel, is that good for you or is that bad for you?
How much calories does it
Because
say it has in a serving?
that's a good question. I never look at that. I don't keep track. I won't lie. I'll just be like, oh, it tastes good. Let me have this.
So yeah, what I can't remember what it's called, but like BPI, it's where you check your height and your weight and then what goal you want to get. So like you could even just look up like I'm this height and I want to be this weight. How much do I need to eat a day? And just kind of go off of that. So like again, I was like I'm 5'7" and I want to be 155 pounds. How much do I need to eat a day to maintain that? Because not only is it getting to that weight, but also maintaining that weight. And I found out I need to be eating 2,000 calories or less if I want to get to that weight and I want to maintain that weight. I think it's mostly for maintaining, so I've been eating less than 2,000. But to each their own. If you guys want to get, skinny, buff, whatever, like it really depends.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing too. If you want to be a certain weight, make sure like experiment with yourself too. Because like if you're going to the gym, yes, exercise is important. It shapes your body, But if you're trying to lose fat and lose weight, diet is 80, maybe 85% of that. Like, diet is more percentage of losing fat than exercise and everything else. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to
Bless you.
lose weight and stuff. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it says the average calorie count per serving for G Fuel is 15 calories.
15 calories?
So
Yeah,
15 calories per serving.
that's not bad. Yeah, so if you stick to that and as long as you're not eating like a surplus amount, like maybe just like once a day, yeah, I'd say that's fine. Like you can keep
Yeah,
that
'cause
in your
like I
diet.
have my buddy gave me 26 tubs of G Fuel before he quit at my last job. Um, and I still have I haven't even I think I've maybe gone through one bottle in 2 years.
Dang. Yeah, I mean,
So
I would say that's not a bad thing exactly. So if you're again kind of um keeping it tempered, I would say you're fine. Like, and as far as soda goes, yeah, I drink plenty of zero sugar soda. It's probably not the healthiest. I'd still recommend water. But if you're looking to, like if you can't drop soda entirely, try diet or zero because those have no calories. A lot of it's water, so you'll be hydrated. I think the carbonation and sodium might screw with like I know sodium, or at least this is what I've been told, sodium stores in your face, so you might maintain face fat,
mm-hmm.
but other than that, you should be fine.
Okay.
But yeah, that is actually our time. Thank you, Travis, joining me as per usual this week. Thank
Of
you.
course, brother.
Yeah. And thank you, audience, all of you that are supporting us. We appreciate it so much. Whether you're just checking it out, whether you're leaving a like or whatever, like if you're just subscribed, it really means a lot to us. Like I literally called Travis earlier before I got here. I was like, dude, I look forward to this every Saturday. Like this is the only thing I have to look forward to on a Saturday. And it's true. I love doing this for you guys. I love doing this with Travis, with Griffshock. And I love, sharing the ideas and thoughts that we all have and, the stories that we can share too. So it's really fun for us. We again appreciate all
Mm-hmm.
the support. Please, if you know anyone that may be interested in a podcast or you're trying to get someone into a podcast, please feel like just spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Like it's really I would say it's important to us that, you know, the word is spread and everything. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, any other closing thoughts, Travis?
I'm just thinking that we're just mostly here to make people laugh. We're not like a super serious podcast where we talk about like politics and drama, or we mostly just want to have people come here and be able to sit down in their chair and just zone away to like pure comedy and just be able to like push back through like the heartaches of the day and just sit here, smile, and know that you're in a safe place.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with yeah, like I want this to feel like a safe space um like you said, something to get away from real life, something to relax to, maybe even fall asleep to. I don't know. We're not exactly
Yeah,
loud people, so I feel
maybe.
like I mean, I fall asleep to loud podcasts, but that's just me. But yeah, other than that, thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. Go check out our other socials and our other channels. Go check out Griffshock or Griffin Shock on Twitch. Make sure to follow him, show him some love. He streams solo Let's Play games like Batman Arkham Knight. If you guys are interested in that kind of content, definitely go check him out. Go check out my Twitch channel. I mostly have streamed Fortnite since then, but I will be streaming new and different games this upcoming week, so look forward to that. Also tonight I will be streaming Fort Nightmares, so if anyone's excited for that, all you Halloween. In fact, I forgot to bring that up. That's one of the reasons why I picked this topic was dreams and nightmares. I figured kind of go into the fear
Oh,
factor of this month.
I feel it.
So
Hmm.
yeah, kind of get you all,
Kind of worked out.
yeah, I was gonna say get you all on your spooky edge of your seats. But yeah,
Shivers.
send shivers down your spine.
I...
But yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.